Hi everyone, welcome back to ISO Insights. In today's video, we are going to talk about two very common terms in international banking, Nostro and vostro. So these words might sound complicated at first, but once you understand the basics, it's actually quite simple. Okay, so let's get started with what is Nostro. A Nostro account is basically our account with another bank in their country and currency. The word Nostro comes from the Latin means ours. So let's understand this with an example. Imagine an Indian bank like SBI needs to do a transaction in US dollars. So SBI doesn't have a branches in the US. So it opens an account with the US bank. So let's say Citibank. That account is held in the US dollars. So basically, whenever the SBI customer wants to transfer any US dollar, so SBI will use the his correspondent bank relationship with the Citibank, and this account is known as the Nostro. Okay, now let's understand what is Vostro account. So it's basically on the flip side, a Vostro account means your account with us. From Citibank's perspective, that the same account opened by the SBI is called as a Vostro account because for Citibank, it's your account with us. That is SBI's money kept in Citibank. So the same account can be called the Nostro and Vostro depending on who is talking. From SBI side, it's a Nostro account, our account with you. From Citibank side, it's Vostro account, your account with us. So, but the question is why it matters. These accounts are essential for international banking. They allow bank to settle cross-border payment, handle trade transactions, and provide foreign currency services without physically being present in the country. So without Nostro and Vostro arrangement, international trade and remittance would be very slow and expensive. So let's understand from the operational perspective. So there are a few use cases like foreign exchange settlements. Bank use Nostro account to settle the FX trade. For example, if the customer wants to convert the INR into USD, it requires the movement of the Nostro. Similarly, for the international trade, when we have import and export, payment and receipt, Nostro accounts and Vostro accounts comes into the picture. And we also have a cross-border remittance where the individual wants to send the money to their family or the relatives which are staying abroad. They will have to use the Nostro and Vostro account through the banking relationship. So let's understand the Nostro and Vostro with an example of the SWIFT payment. Suppose SBI in India has a Nostro USD account with the Citibank in New York. When an Indian importer pays a US exporter in US dollar, SBI debits the importer's INR account and converts into US dollar and send the payment via its Nostro with the Citibank. Here, SWIFT message gets generated. It can be either MT202 or M103, and SBI will send a message to Citibank, and then Citibank will debit the Nostro account of the SBI, and it further send the message to other bank within the US jurisdiction. Citibank debit the SBI Nostro account and credit the exporter's local bank. From the Citibank side, it was operating SBI Nostro account. From the accounting perspective, so these Nostro and Vostro accounts also plays an important role when it comes to the accounting calculation within a bank. So Nostro account are shown as asset because it's money to the bank owns but kept with the another bank. Vostro accounts are shown as a liability because it's a money belonging to another bank but kept with us. And finally, let's understand how Nostro and Vostro plays a picture in reconciliation and monitoring. Banks perform the reconciliation daily through a matching statements from the correspondent bank, like in our example, Citibank. So at the end of the day, each correspondent bank send their statement through MT 940 and 950. So these 940 and 950 SWIFT messages get fetched into the banking reconciliation tool, and then it gets feeded as a break. So if generally these breaks gets auto match, however, in some circumstances these can be failed as a break, and then the reconciliation teams will comes into the picture and they do the reconciliation, and through which the end of the day all the statement gets matched. So that's it for today. And if you like my video, please like, share, and subscribe.